Hi, good afternoon and good evening, everyone. My name is Gladys Nyaboro, representing Kenya, but based in the United States, in North Carolina. Glad to have you all here. Welcome to the Kenyan OnPassive webinar. This is an open webinar for founders and guests. We look forward to have a major discussion today regarding cybersecurity and how it's related to us. So thank you, special thanks to our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufare. Because of him, we are here today. So for now, I welcome you all and I turn it over to you, Lynn. Welcome.
Thank you, Gladys. We are glad each and every one of you is here today, and we hope that you benefit from the information relayed to you today. So it is my pleasure to introduce our speakers. Our topic today is cybersecurity and how it applies to OnPassive. So I'm going to introduce our two main speakers for this presentation. First of all is Dr. Benny Blessing. Dr. Benny Blessing is from Cameroon. She moved to Maryland when she was 18. And an interesting fact about her family is that her father has 27 children. Isn't that amazing? Dr. Benny has two children. She has a son who's 28, who has a bachelor's degree in sociology, and she has a daughter, age 25, who has a bachelor's in biology. She has Dr. Benny has two master's degrees, one in counseling from the University of the District of Columbia, and a second master's in information security and assurance from Capella University. She has a PhD in cybersecurity from Capella. Dr. Benny loves to help children with intellectual disabilities. She says that she eats, drinks, sleeps, and dreams OnPassive. She loves to help founders who are in need. For example, those who need help in registering for OnPassive. And we have our next speaker, who's going to be Bridget Kamsi. Bridget comes from Cameroon, and she comes from a family of 9 girls and 1 boy. She has a 21-year-old daughter who is a senior in college. Bridget moved to the US at the age of 19. She has a master's degree in chemical engineering, and she has worked in various industries, including pharmaceutical, medical device, biotech, and healthcare. Bridget is passionate about and fascinated with IT and space. She loves watching movies on the CIA and espionage. She is a proud founder and her life is OnPassive. So we're pleased to have both of them present today. We'll have Dr. Benny go ahead and do a screen share. And in the meantime, I'm going to mute everyone. And if Dr. Benny, you can unmute yourself and then you can move to the one slide only view, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to my brothers and sisters. I always say my queens and kings on this amazing webinar in different parts of the globe. I want to take this special moment first to thank our CEO, because without him, we will not be here today because of his love for humanity. I also want to take this moment to thank our leadership council members for all the hard work they have been doing as well, helping all the founders shooting case when they have problems. Most importantly, I want to thank our tech department for all the hard work they have been doing, producing these products from ground. I appreciate all our tech department. At this moment, I want to take this moment as well to thank Sister Gladys for inviting us here, Auntie Lynn, and the rest of our founders. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share about cybersecurity. Now, why cybersecurity? Why is it important to OnPassive? Cybersecurity is the art of protecting the network device and data from unauthorized access, criminals, use and practice of ensuring confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So when I talk about confidentiality, it means confidentiality will help to prevent unauthorized disclosure of data to ensure that they are viewable by only unauthorized users. Access control and encryption will protect the confidential, like our confidential data. Now, when it comes to integrity, to tell the truth, the short form is honesty. So, but integrity will provide assurance that the data has not been modified or tampered with or corrupted through unauthorized or unintended changes. And then when it comes to availability, it ensures that the data and the services, they're available when needed. So I'm just going to give a little bit of example of cybersecurity. Now, it relies on the computers and the internet. When it comes to communication, right? You have emails, you have smartphones, you have tablets. And when it comes to entertainment, you have interactive video games, like for these young children that they will be playing with their video games. And we have social media. With the social media, you have what? Facebook, TikTok, where people will go and communicate, talk about whatever they want to talk about. Then when it comes to transportation, we do have one of our products like search engine optimization, right? An example for search engine optimization, we have what? Google, AOL, Bing, Hotmail. And, sometimes we go shopping, right? Due to COVID-19, a lot of people, they don't want to go out there to buy things because they're afraid. But some of us, like me, I like to go and buy. So, but a lot of people will go out shopping. I mean, you shop online. When you shop online, what do? What do you use? You use your credit card to pay. Some people use PayPal. So just to let you know, with the credit card, I know that OnPassive will protect our data, will protect your credit card, because credit card is very, very important to all of us. It will be secured. I just want to let each and everyone know. Now, when it comes to medical, right? You have like the medical equipment and you have medical records and so on. Thank you. Now, how was life before internet, right? When there was no internet, a lot of us, what do? Like you will write, if you want to send a letter to your brothers and sisters or to somebody, you will use what? A pen, piece of paper or pencil. Then you will buy the paper, right? you will jot down whatever you want to write. And then now we do have an envelope, right? So now after you complete writing your letter, you will insert that letter into the envelope, right? Now you have to go pay. For someone, an individual, somebody can just drive and go and drop it somewhere, okay? So, but during that time, in 1970, cybersecurity began by Bob Thomas. In 1987, we have the birth of antivirus by John McAfee. In 1990, what happened? The world went online for the first time. Now in 2000, guess what happened? Hackers exploit security weaknesses on the internet. You know, like they try to find the loopholes. Then also through emails, phishing as well. Now, what happened when hackers, they were doing such a thing? The government clamped down on the hackers and gave serious sentences to the hackers. Now, how does security applies to OnPassive? OnPassive has highly secure AI, right? When we talk of AI, it's artificial intelligence, AI-driven automated product, tools, and application. So this is what happened. Now, when we talk about AI, there are a lot of companies that are utilizing artificial intelligence, right? But there is a difference between those companies and us. Now, our CEO will utilize this artificial intelligence to bring traffic, right, into our own company. So when I talk about traffic, it's customers. Customers will be coming to buy our products. That is artificial intelligence. Now, remember, I told you guys about automation, right? Automation is OnPassive artificial intelligence will offer automation and enterprise software solution, which will streamline your business with a focus on to improve the result. Now, based upon this, our automated products as well, OnPassive will install something, you know, like we do have like antivirus. They will install antivirus. Why? To protect your information. And when I talk about your information, it's like your username and password. You have your first name, your last name. You have your email addresses as well. OnPassive will install this software called the antivirus and other relevant necessary website security measures in the computer in order to properly protect your personal data. Only authorized personnel, right, can access your information. So I told you guys that they will use a firewalls, right? Firewalls, they will install firewalls, and firewall is a network security system that will monitor and controls the incoming and the outgoing of the network traffic based upon the predetermined security rules. So now here comes the layers of security, right? This is very important that they will talk about the policies, awareness, the physical, the network, and the computers, and application, as well as the devices. So I will hand over to my sister to talk about the layers of security. Miss Kamsi Bridget.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Bridget will be speaking next. She'll be sharing her screen.
Okay, let me try to share here. Share. Okay. Am I sharing okay?
Yes, can you show just one slide at a time, please?
Okay. Let's see where that goes. I think I have double share on. Stop sharing. Let's do it again. Share. And there's something going on my screen.
Is your Zoom blocking?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure what's going on. I can't really see.
Okay, keep moving to the right. What? Oh, a little bit more, because I can see your cursor. A little bit more. A little bit to the left. To the left.
Okay, I need to move this up. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
There you go. Click on that.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. And then so
there you
slideshow.
got it. Yes.
So is it okay now?
No, it didn't respond to your click.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. You're great.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Benny, for that introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm not sure, some people it's probably evening. My name is Bridget. I am going to talk about security layers today. So before I do that, I'll try to lay some kind of foundation so you understand where I'm coming from with my presentation. OnPassive, as you all know, is a software as a service enterprise. And like every enterprise, they comprise of layers. And these layers are like workers at the bottom, and you have managers, you have senior managers and executives in order to accomplish the goals from the tactical level to the strategic level within the organization. So in each of these layers, there are IT systems. This IT system needs to accomplish the goals or objectives of the group. And regardless of where the IT systems are sitting in the enterprise, they all need to be very secured. So therefore, our mission, when I say our mission, I mean OnPassive's mission, critical assets, which are O Academy, O Connects, O Staff, O Mail, O Net, O Virtual, O Trim, just to list a few. So those are all our mission critical assets. These must be secured. So in this presentation, I approach risk from an enterprise viewpoint. So I'm going to share about enterprise risk points very quickly, and then I'll touch on prevention, monitoring, and response. So you can see here, these are the layers. The primary security layer, the network layer, the endpoint security, application security, data security, and then on the left, you have the prevention and the policies, and then the operation, monitoring, and response. Oops. No, this screen. It's not moving. My slide is not moving. Okay, great. Okay, so the first layer is a perimeter layer. The perimeter layer is a primary interface of to the outside world. In a nutshell, we do have processes that have in place at this layer to protect, to keep it safe. So I would list a couple of them. The primary firewall, a perimeter firewall, and the perimeter firewall is a device or set of devices on the very edge of the network designed to permit or deny network transmission based upon a set of rules. It is frequently used to protect networks from unauthorized access while permitting legitimate communications to pass. This is usually the very first device encountered when entering an enterprise from the internet. And then also there's another one called honeypot. The honeypot is a server or group of servers that reside in the demilitarized zone that imitate servers inside the enterprise to trick malicious intruders. Yeah, they use to observe and obtain surreptitious intruders. So that's kind of an interesting one. So the next slide. And then the next layer, which is the internal network layer, the layer that partitions the enterprise network into enclaves. So we also have technologies and systems in place to be able to protect that virtual layer. We also have the next point, which is the endpoint layer. And the endpoint is device interfacing with the enterprise. We do know what they are. Example is laptops, desktops, and smartphones. So at that layer, we also have systems and processes in place to protect them. And then the next layer is the application layer. The application, the software packages that reside on the devices in the enterprise or on endpoint devices. So all of these layers do have systems and technologies and processes that would actually monitor them. And then the next layer is the data layer. The information contained, the data layer has certain technologies. For instance, we do have the database monitoring and scanning, which is for detecting of the database vulnerability, incorrect or non-compliant settings, and monitoring data integrity. And after that, that's the end of the layers. So at this point, now that I've talked about the technologies and processes of the risk points, it doesn't end there. The risk needs to be managed. And like I mentioned about prevention, one of the critical aspects of the system is prevention. So policies and regulations are established for controls to keep the system very healthy. The next point I'm going to talk about is monitoring and response. So systems are put in place for continuous monitoring in the event of an attack or penetration. So constant observation with the keen eye, coupled with the right tools and processing in place to recognize incidents and events and respond accordingly in the timely manner. So some of the technologies that have been put in place for continuous monitoring and response are like the incident reporting detection response, CIRT. And then there's also regular continuous monitoring and assessment. At this point, I've talked about all the layers and how we can prevent and continuous monitoring in terms of response and also responding. I would let Dr. Benny elaborate on one of the aspects on prevention, which is risk management, and also in penetration testing, which is like, she would also talk about ethical hacking. So that would make you understand a little bit better. Thank you.
Thank you, Bridget.
You're welcome. Let me stop sharing. Stop sharing.
All right, thank you so much, Bridget. We will now have Dr. Benny continue with her screen share.
Okay. So in any organization, there's always a policy, right? Policies are being written all over the globe. Like with the federal government, they'll write policies for what each and every one, the employees, they have to do. You know, when you read the policies, they have procedures as well. Now, here we come with the cybersecurity policy, right? Cybersecurity is the collection of tools, policies, security concept, security safeguard, the guidelines, risk management approach, action, training, best practice, assurance, technologies that can be used to protect the cybersecurity environment and organization, just like OnPassive and users asset, right? The next is password security. You know, a lot of people are having problem with password. Now, when you look at this diagram here, the red signifies that it's weak. Maybe people are not using strong password. With password, it's like alphanumeric, right? Now, if you look at this green diagram here, it signifies that it's strong. Now, when you use a strong password, it's preventing these hackers from intruding into any of your information. So why is password important? Passwords are the first line of defense against unauthorized access to your computer and any personal information. Password strength is measured of the effectiveness of a password against guessing or hacking. So I'm going to give you a little bit of example. So the reason why password is very important is because users have the right? They have the right to do something. Think about it for a minute, right? Whatever resources users use to have access, it needs protection. So you have to select difficult passwords, right? Why? For the attackers. Different password to different programs and devices. So it is best for you to use long, strong phrase or password that can attest or assist at least. You know, sometimes some people, the lowest is maybe 8 characters, but try to have like more than 8 characters long. Alphanumeric. Words, numbers, and like ampersand or $sign, use those. It will protect. It will protect those hackers. And my own recommendation for password, you need to change your password like every 90 days, right? Every 90 days you change it. But please, when you write your password, try to see if you can memorize it, or you can go to a server, you can write your password and go to the bank, you know, put it there, because you don't want people to get into your information. Remember, pretty soon we'll be launching, right? Just like I always call him King Marty. King Marty the Gamo says, data is dollars, money, right? So we have to protect our data. We have to protect our password. Now, another example is, remember when we moved from Go Founder to All Founders, right? Now, they're giving us codes, security code. Now, when you log in, before you log in, they'll ask you for your email address and password, right? So when you insert your password, what happened? All founders will send you a code, the 6-digit code, to your email. That is why you have to open your email address first. So when the 6-digit arrives to your email address, you go down and copy the password, go back and insert it. So when you insert it, what happened? The code, bam, you are in. So it's like a 2-factor or authentication. Wow. Next, we have ethical hacking. 1 second. I don't know what is risk management before ethical. Okay. I took this, I chose this hacking because a lot of people, there are a lot of hackers out there trying to intrude into, to tell you the truth, America, especially like Pentagon, right? They would do anything to grab information so that they can destroy. But with this hacking, we want to see, our CEO decided that he will hire a certified ethical hacker. Why? That certified ethical hacker will, like, he will look around, try to hack some of the information, the network that we have. Now, the reason why he's doing that is because he wants to learn, to see, to know the environment, right? The environment about our network. Why? Because should in case hackers come, they will be monitoring it. So by you knowing everything about our own network, you will prevent those hackers from coming into our environment. So it is very, very important. Now, hacking is generally considered an unlawful or illegal activities. It attempts to exploit a computer or network. Why? Just to steal your data. Just like King Mati said, data is mollusk, your money, right? Corrupts the files, breach securities, or compromise data integrity. Remember what I told you guys about data integrity, right? It provides assurance of the data that has not been modified. But hacking can also be done with good intention. That is why we have CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker, in our organization. They're here to do it for good intention because they have given them the permission to do so. Good intention to find security flaws, within the applications, the networks, or systems. And this is a legitimate and lawful intrusion. Now, the lawful and legitimate intrusion to acquire access to a system or application or a network for this purpose is defined as ethical hacking. Let me go to the next slide. Now, we do have types of hacking. Despite the fact that we have 5, we do have 5, but I'm going to give 3. Black hat, white hat, and gray hat. I will explain. A black hat hackers, they're experienced hackers who break into your system without authorization. They just come and break just to what? Just to exploit, just to steal our data. They exploit a system security, with malicious intent. For what? Financial gain. Black hat hackers usually work with threat group or organized crime. So the next will be white. White hat hackers, in comparison to the black hat hackers, are considered good Samaritan to work for an enterprise to improve the network and system security. So the next will be gray. Gray hat hackers. The gray hat hackers perform similar action for both white and black. So they also look for threat and weaknesses in security networks, but often without malicious intent. Now, as my colleague said, in prevention, you have risk management. Risk management. In risk, there are certain organizations, I mean, we do have organizations here in this country that they would develop, like documentation in order for all the government, all the industries to follow, right? To follow the policies and procedures in order to see how you can manage risk in your organization. Like now, I would say our organization is OnPassive. In fact, we do have like a risk management framework now, which deals with it's like NIS 837 revision 2, right? It has like 7 steps, but the last one is the one that we really need at the moment, which is that continuous monitoring. Now, risk management is the process of assessing. When you assess, you respond. And then the next thing, you have to monitor. The reason why you are monitoring is because should in case there is any vulnerability. And when I talk about vulnerability, it's weaknesses. Now, if there is weakness within your system, those hackers will come in and steal our information. And we don't want that. That is why we need a lot of security analysts to sit and monitor our environment. And I know that OnPassive has all those. Remember, we have more than 800 employees, right? Come on now. So all risk cannot be mitigated because of the scarcity of resources. What I mean is that there are a lot of companies that they don't really have enough money to buy or to, like to employ people, or let me say to employ someone like me to come and fix the problem. They don't have money, or they're trying to save their money. Now, when I talk about resources, it can be computers, right? So we need money. So that's why a lot of companies, some of them, they are stingy. They don't want to bring all those people. You have to bring that resources in order to fix all the problems that you have. Next, we have the main component of risk management is risk assessment, risk mitigation, and continuous monitoring. So for the risk assessment, right, you have the risk assessor or the security control assessor will identify the threat and the vulnerability. If there is any threat within our company, within the network, they will identify those threats and they will try to see how we can fix it. Now, the next is risk mitigation. It's just to reduce the severity or the seriousness of something. And the last and not the least, you have continuous monitoring. Continuous monitoring will automate the security monitoring across the sources of security information. All right, so I will hand over to Ms. Kamsi to say something more before I will conclude. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, I believe she had to leave, Dr. Benny.
Okay, anyway, my conclusion is, I will just say, I want to take this moment to thank each and everyone for coming. I want to take this opportunity to thank our CEO, right? Mr. Ash Mufere, self-sacrificing man with the heart of humanity. OnPassive, you know, the reason of him for us having this OnPassive, he is really here to correct corruption. And now, with the divine intervention brought by Mr. Ash, is to eradicate poverty in order to uplift humanity. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dr. Benny, for a very good and clear presentation. Bridget did an awesome job as well. She had to leave, but her presentation was also very succinct. Thank you so much. So at this time, we are open for questions and comments from attendees. What you will do is simply raise your hand and we will be spotlighting you because that makes for a better image and the video. So if you don't want to be spotlighted, just let us know. But other than that, we will automatically spotlight you as you speak. So first up, we have Engineer Mike Ojangtambia. You can unmute yourself and go ahead and speak.
Hey everybody, Lynn. I just want to give everybody, our leaders all around the world, awesome presentation for the ladies, Dr. Benny and Mr. Bridget Kansi. Greetings to all the O winners in the house, the leaders, Tony Monk, Miss Lynn, Miss Gladys Namboro. I can see Ron Herbert. Hello, big bro. Happy Saturday. So I just want to bring it in a different way. I want to break down this concept, the women, they just talked to us. It was so complex a little bit. So I want to bring it to us, the Kenyans, what all this is all about. So if you can see my screen, I want to bring this message to us in a different way so that we can understand what I'm trying to do. Now, I will draw some drawings right here. And it's just to tell you what we think. Every day our CEO comes out, he tells us a lot of stuff. So when he tells us a lot of stuff, we in the IT world, we go, when we sleep over it, we make some determinations. We can determine what he's trying to tell us in a different way. So I want to bring us this this is what we think with the IT people. We think that is happening in our environment. And when I take it and I explain it to us, then we can understand what we are, the standpoint where we are at. Then we are still here to answer questions for you if you have them. So let me finish this and I will explain it to you people what I'm trying to visualize here. Now, thanks to our women, we can understand what is coming to us and what cybersecurity is and what we need to know as security as regards to our OnPassive ecosystem. Now, I have drawn these diagrams. They are empty diagrams. They don't mean anything except I label them. So when I will label them, then I'll give you a little bit of explanation about, it's like a 5 minutes explanation to everything that the ladies brought to us. Okay, now I'm still drawing them. I'll label them and we will understand all what it's all about. Then we can relate this to all what the ladies have told us this morning, or it's evening, or it's daytime in some other places. To me in Calgary, this is just 11:29. It's not yet time. Policheri can tell you that is our time in Calgary. So if we say we have, so if we want to title this, we can say our, let's just title it to say OnPassive security. So if I do this here, so we can say this is our OnPassive security. Now, we have this here is a host server. Then we have firewall. If you hear, this is firewall number 1. These are all things that we heard our ladies telling us about. But I just want to bring it to us in a virtualized way so that we can visualize it and see what it's all about. So firewall 2. Then we have, let's see, this can be a mail server. Mail server, mail and mail. Yes. This is a mail server. Let's say this one is a DNS server. So we have these boys, they always come around. Sorry about that. So we have like a host server on the left-hand side. And when the ladies they told us about firewall. So the firewall rules, we have the firewall. The firewall just, it's like a filter that filters the incoming and outgoing traffic in your environment. So it is not everything that just comes from the internet. Remember, you should never trust anything that comes from the internet. Classify, or you should treat it as a threat. Anything that comes from the internet is not very safe for you. So when our CEO comes out anytime and talks to us, we visualize that we have a firewall, number 1. Then when we go across the internet, this should be an internet. If it goes across the internet, we also have another firewall which prevents now in our environment. Before our environment, we have a firewall. Now, over the internet, we have another firewall before we start going to our servers. So for instance, in this example, we have like 2 servers, DNS servers and the mail server. Now, let's look at what happens. If somebody comes to, like an intruder, we call it a man in the middle. If they come to get access to our information, they cannot get that very easily. Why? Because we have all of this going on here. So if we say this area, which I'm trying to color in red, this area that we're trying to color in red is the demilitarized zone. I heard the ladies telling us about demilitarized zone. DMZ, demilitarized zone. Or it's called DMZ. So this area is the area that we have all the security. So which means that from what our CEO comes and tells us all the time, we know that our environment is very secure. No any person can just come and get there. We have firewalls, 2 firewalls before you even start seeing our servers. And again, we have artificial intelligence that acts as an a barrier to any of their threats. And artificial intelligence, again, one of the functionalities of artificial intelligence, it detects any faulty information that's want to come to your system. So you can just block it there. We have this one, firewalls. We have the artificial intelligence. And again, in our systems, we have SE Linux, which is security enhanced Linux. That also helps to determine whatever packages are coming and going out of our system. They talk about authentication. You should also know that in environments and other environments and some offices, to go there, every time you want to log into your system, it will tell you to change your password. Now, Sister Gladys asked me a question yesterday that I think I can better answer her now in a little bit. Let me see. Sister Gladys, so that question you asked was concerning how often, like in your environment, it will ask you to change your password when you go into your system. So there's just like in all the systems, be it Windows, be it Linux, or be it Mac. This command, remember I was saying yesterday that, for instance, I have a user in my environment that is called mic. If you look at it, I have used a command to check the information about mic. It tells you that the password expire in never. His password can never expire. So then it says password inactive. It says never. Then you say again, account expires. It says never. So maximum number of days between password change, it says 0. And maximum number of days between password change, it says 99,999. Then it's a number of days of warning before password expires. It says 7. So we can go ahead and change these parameters for mic, who is a user in the environment, so that he can change his password anytime that he logs into the system. That can be done just in this command line. I hope I brought a little light on what the ladies say, and just to tie to what we know when our CEO comes up every time he talks about security. That is what comes in our mind, we of the IT field, and the diagram can, summarize all what the ladies have told us today. Thank you very much, Ms. Lee. Thank you, everybody, all our leaders.
Thank you, Engineer Mike. The visual presentation of that procedure brings it home to us, makes it clear to us what's really going on. So that was very helpful. I appreciate very much. Now, let's take it back to Gladys, our host. Are you there, Gladys? Let's see, maybe she needs to be.
Yes, I'm here. Lynn, could you like us to proceed with the questions, or we bring those on for 5 minutes?
All righty. The floor is open to comments and questions. Simply raise your hand electronically and we will recognize you. Are there any comments or questions at this time? Okay, if not, we would, go ahead, Ron Halbert. You can take the floor.
Thank you very much. I just want to tell you, that's even better the second time you hear, because whoever was on the webinar last night with Len and I, it was an awesome presentation by Dr. Benny and Miss Bridget. It was very educational. We had Engineer Mike and Uncle Bob and Oliver, and it was great. But today was refreshing to hear it again, because you learn new things. And I think this is very important for the founders on OnPassive to realize actually what we have, okay, and what we're going to have. And I can tell you what we're going to have is the best security for our accounts than any other company in the world. It was over the top, ladies, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for your feedback. Appreciate it very much. Next, we have Tony Monk, who would like to say a few words.
Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Great job, ladies, Dr. Benny and Bridget, Mike, great presentation. All of you, it was fantastic. You know, the layer of security for our company is very important as we need to protect our asset. Our asset is OnPassive, and it's very, very, very important because we are a huge company, okay? And we need to be, you know, 2 steps ahead of technology when it comes to security levels. I know one of the security features that we're going to be having is facial security, which is absolutely fantastic. I have that on my phone, by the way. I can't get on my phone unless it recognizes my face, and then it allows me in. We're going to have the same thing here. There's going to be all kinds of different security features in our business. You know, when you have a business with the proprietary products that we have that no one else has, and our products are better in one place under one roof, you know, you have to protect that. You have to protect those because it's our asset. It's our asset. It's our future asset, and it's going to be huge, and it needs protection. So to have IT professionals come on to let us know exactly what kind of features we have and what features we're going to need moving forward is absolutely fantastic. You know, for you new members, if there's any new members here, you know, I know sometimes it's a little overwhelming, but what we're doing today is we're just talking about the security features of our asset. And it's, like I said, it's very important to make sure that it's completely secure. And we, you know, the more security we have, the better it is. If OnPassive says that you need, say, 5 layers of security to log into my account, I'm good with that. Believe me, I'm good with that because it's completely protected, and no hack and a hacker is going to have a hell of a time trying to log into my account or any accounts. If we have the more features we have, the better it is, right? So thank you so much, Lynn, for allowing me to speak, and great job, ladies and gentlemen. You did a great job, Dr. Benny and Bridget and Mike. Love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Always have good stuff to share with us. Thank you. Next, we're going to take it back to our host, Gladys Navarro.
Hey, I'm here. Thank you very much, Dr. Benny, Bridget, Engineer Mike, and Tony for your contribution. Because we are about to run out of time, Miley has to go and live stream another show, Julie and Marlo, which is starting at 2 o'clock. So we're going to have to relieve him like maybe 5 minutes before that. I'm going to welcome our sister Rose Oginga, who is a proud founder, whom when I shared the vision with her, she did not take long to jump in. She said, I can feel it, I can see it, this is a good place I am in. And she wanted me to register her immediately. I'm going to summarize. Her bio is very long because of what she has done through charity work, but I'm going to summarize, and then next week she'll be presenting. So Rose is a CEO and founder of ihope.org, which is an organization that focuses on the less privileged to help them. She organizes medical missions to Kenya to bring help with issues of health and education. She works with the less privileged families, family in need, to make sure their children goes to school. She is a graduate with a master's degree in leadership from Grand Canyon University in Arizona, United States. As I said, the bio is very long. Rose, I promise you that I will do it next week, because I think we all need to know who you are and how much you have contributed to society. So Rose, welcome. For 5 minutes, give us a snapshot of who you are and what you think about OnPassive. Nice, thank you.
Thank you very much. I am privileged to be among great leaders. I'm very privileged to be here. Thank you, Mr. Hash, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. This is a real vision that is gonna give us nothing but the best. Once again, my name is Rose Oginga, as has been mentioned, and I am humbled to be among you. To the presenters prior, Bridget and Dr., if I don't mention it right, Dr. Benny, thank you. The information was awesome. And I believe each and every individual needs to understand that data is the gold mine. Data is your next wealth. You better protect it and protect it good. That was valuable and nobody can pay you but God. Thank you. To our friend Lynn, thank you for being my neighbor and just being who you are, presenting us nothing but great moderation and very well facilitated. To my host, Miss Gladys, yes, I said yes. When you call me, I will answer. That's my always response. Why do I say that? As a servant leader, you lead not because you want to show off, you lead because you have a responsibility to perform. And that's what every co-founder, every founder here has done. Thank you. So as she has mentioned, I have a current challenge that I'm working on. One, it's called 100 high school, boys and girls, to complete high school. High school in Kenya is very limited to just but a few. There are people who don't even go beyond grade 4. And if they're fortunate enough to go beyond grade 4, then grade 8, that's it. And listen, I am one who was given that opportunity. And now, as she says, my long bio, she doesn't know what to do with it. I will summarize by giving you this challenge. Would you be part of that 100 student challenge in Kenya? Do something you've never done before and you don't get a reward for it. So if you want to find out more, it's on global giving, go for it. If you want to get involved with me, please, by all means, let's do it. Remember, our OnPassive believes in humanity, and that's why I'm here. When I was told that, yes, you're a coach, man. Yes, you're a transformational coach. We believe in you, and I do work with Design for Success. Each and every one of you has a designed life. And if you choose it right, without giving up, you're gonna get what you're working hard for. So never look back, friends, because you are the link that is missing. You are the link that needs to come up and build these 100 students that you will choose to give hope to. So my organization, I hope, means International Health Operation Patient Education and Empowerment. A coincidence? Oh, hope. So we give hope to one, healthcare to the women, healthcare to the youth. We have been fortunate enough to work with 20,000 young people during the pandemic when they had a lockdown in Kenya and there was nobody who could reach them. The only safe haven they had, guys, was the school, and the school was normal. Unfortunately, the predators took advantage, right? Even the relatives, some of them did. So they went with the girls, went with the boys, and things happened. Some girls had to drop out of school because of pregnancy. So how did I hope come in? Using the global networking that we have, many say, no, we have to do something. And we did digital communication. Hence, I'm so privileged to have people like Mike here, people like Benny here. When I'm stuck, I'm like, hey, I'm stuck here. I need to teach these young people more lessons on healthcare and reproduction, which we did very well with the limited resources. And that's why the very bright ones need you to help them complete school, right? So that is why I'm saying this is the best thing that has ever happened, Lynn. It's the best thing that has ever happened to us. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, every individual, the CEO. You have made this opening much bigger than anybody can think about. And if we protect ourselves, because the topic was cyber and hacking, we have everybody, everywhere, internationally, globally connected. Hence, I hope connects. I hope networks. I hope educates. I hope equip. Would you be my board member? Would you be a volunteer? It is easy to become a volunteer. You don't need 20 hours for me or for them. You only need 1 hour, 2 hours.
Thank
And
you.
guys, you've got all the best
Sorry.
expertise. Thank you so much.
Sorry to cut you, Rose. Next weekend, we'll have more time to speak. I see more hands on. Lynn, should we continue to finish or Mari has to go right now? Let me know.
Well, I
Thank
think
you,
if
Rose,
every
for sharing that.
Thank you, Rose. Very inspiring. Very inspiring. If we can maybe do Mufumbiro, Cheryl, and Owili at a minute each. Can you agree to speak a minute each, please? Because we cannot go over more than that. All right. So we're gonna have Mufumbiro. Thank you. Mufumbiro, go ahead. 1 minute. Good to see you here. You can unmute yourself.
Thank you very much. Once again, I'm Fumbiro Ramadan from Kampala, Uganda. I would like to thank everyone who has said something developmental. I want to thank Madam Nakamoto from United States of America. For me, my request is we who are willing to be founders, will you still give us time if we reach on the time of launch before our fully stand as founders? Because especially here in Uganda, we have been still in crisis of economy, but we are really interested, and I'm having like 10 people here in Uganda who are really interested, but we are just waiting to get the money for standing as a founder. Is there any help you can do for us? Thank you.
I'll have Gladys respond to that quickly. Gladys.
Okay, Mafumbiro, are you a founder?
Not yet, but still pending because I've sent my application for standing as a founder.
Okay, I'm gonna send you my number directly right now, and then do you have a sponsor who brought you in?
Yes.
Okay, go talk to your sponsor and tell him to reach me, and then we can talk, okay?
Okay, madam.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mufumbiro.
Yes, yes.
You are muted, Lynn, I think.
Okay, Cheryl, you can speak. I unmuted you. Hi, Cheryl. Just click the unmute button. Do you see it? Let me make her co-host. Just makes it simpler. Cheryl?
Maybe you want to go to the next one in the meantime?
Okay. Okay, Willie, go ahead. Willie, you're up. Willie Digital.
Yes, please. Good afternoon to everybody. Great presentation by Dr. Benny and Sister Bridget, and a great breakdown by Uncle Mike. We do appreciate you all. It's a lot of contribution. You know, I just want to let those standing around the fence there still thinking whether they should come in or not. This is a company with a heart, and I can't wait to sign another name again before they close the founding members, before they stop us from being founders again. You know, because every day I follow up a presentation like this one, I just feel like getting in again, maybe a second or third or fourth time, or creating another account just to mention it. You know, so please, those who are standing there, this is a company with a heart. Please, if you cannot create even one account, pair up with somebody, come up with a company name. You know, make some agreements and create just one account. You know, this company will change the life of so many people. No, please don't even think about it. Just come in. You see, the information we get here is more than the school we pay to go to. But here we just get it for free just because we were able to pay just $97. That we can't get it somewhere else, please.
Thank you.
This place, from the day I came in as a founder, I will never regret. And this has changed my life all the way till now. Thank you so much. I know I had only 1 minute and I don't want to go more than that, please. I thank you all. Sister Lynn, please, I do appreciate you all. And Sister Gladys, I appreciate you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Willie, for sharing that. People really need to hear that. For those who have opened accounts, I implore you, if you can, just open another account, let it stand by. You might change a whole family's life. If you don't know who to give it now, just sign up and let it grow organically. You don't have to bring people to that account. Let it, OnPassive will build it for you. Just open it under your name again, let it stand there. You may change somebody's or a whole family or a whole community in the future when you decide to give it to somebody. Thank you. Anybody else with a question? Otherwise, if not, I'm gonna thank everybody and turn the floor to Lynn. Thank you so much. See you next week, same time. Lynn, back to you.
Thank you, Gladys. We appreciate everyone coming today. This video is being live streamed on multiple YouTube channels, so you can easily go to YouTube, go to Bill Must's YouTube channel or Marty DeGarmo's channel, and then you can share the link with everybody you know. So appreciate you all. We'll be back next week, Saturday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please keep alert for our posts. We usually post it in the back office as well as on social media. And again, it will be live streamed on multiple channels. Thank you again. At this time, we would like everybody to unmute themselves. Let me let you unmute yourselves. Give me 1 second. I'll do that. And we can all say bye-bye to each other. I'll unmute everyone in a second. Give me a second.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right.
Lynn.
You can all
Thank
unmute
you.
now.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you,
Can't wait to help you all.
Love you. Dr. Benny.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Everybody,
Sister
goodbye.
Bro, you were
Welcome.
in?
Thank
Oh,
you.
my goodness.
Hey,
Willie.
thank you so much for coming.
Love you
Thank
all.
you.
You guys.
Thanks to everybody.
Love you all.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Queen.
everyone.
My
Awesome
queen.
We are
job.
blessed to be in this,
You're
and
welcome.
we
All
all win
right.
it together.
Amen.
You're in
Thank
it
you
to win it.
all.
We are in
See
it
you,
to win it.
Where your
We
ears
are.
In
will
it to
pop.
win it.
see you next Saturday. Bye-bye.